Everyone. Thanks, Hannah. My name is Scott Crawford, and I'm the executive director for the Kīpahulu ʻOhana. And we are a grassroots Hawaiian nonprofit organization out in East Maui and Kīpahulu that has been around since 1995, founded by Uncle John and Auntie Tweety Lind and Mike Min. And our main project is Kīpahu Living Farm, which is a traditional wetland taro farm that we operate in partnership with Haleakala National Park. It's inside the park in the Kīpahulu district. And that's like an educational center. It's a working taro farm, but it's also an educational center where we have kids from local schools and community groups come up and work in the taro patch and learn about traditional Hawaiian agriculture and ahupua'a management. And then we have some other agricultural projects, and we also have a whole marine side of our programs as the, ahupua'a management goes Mauka to Makai. So we have a marine Malama I Kai program. And within that, we have, we're currently working to seek designation with the Division of Aquatic Resources for Kīpahulu Moku as a community-based subsistence fishing area, which will allow us to have some rules for fishing and harvesting in Kīpahulu that are specific to the area and that are based on traditional practices and that help support our subsistence Hawaiian lifestyle in Kīpahulu. And so in my position as executive director, I'm kind of involved in a lot of different aspects of the organization, but mainly I do a lot of the kind of administrative work and behind the scenes nonprofit work so that everybody else of our staff and volunteers can focus on the field and on the educational programs. So I spend a lot of time on grant writing and grant reporting and just communications, emails, social media, things like that. And also being involved as a representative with some of the networks that we're involved with, including Maui Nui Makai Network. But I also try as much as I can to get out in the field and, get in the taro patch with the kids and, get out on the shoreline doing OP surveys and, break up my work that I'm not always just sitting behind the computer. So try to have a balance there. And, I've been in the position for about 20 years now. I started out basically sort of volunteering at the taro farm, and Auntie Tweety said, if you want to write a grant to create a position for yourself, you could be our executive director. And so I wrote one grant and started out and have been there ever since and working with them and very fortunate to be able to support the, Hawaiian families and community in Kīpahulu in perpetuating their traditional lifestyle and taking the traditional practices and implementing them in a way that is, supported in the modern world of conservation. I kind of just learned on the job. As far as past positions and experience, I worked with some different environmental organizations and things, and I got a BA in English and American Studies that wasn't really directly related to what I'm doing, but just kind of ended up just following this path and sort of learning on the job and learning from the people that I worked with. And what I really love about the job most is, first off, just feeling that what I'm doing is really important and really valuable. I really believe in the work that we're doing through the organization, through all the partnerships that we have, and feel like it's important, and that's that's the most important thing. And then also just working with the people that I work with, the team that we have, all the partners that we have. And, when the kids come up in the taro patch and we have a bunch of kids playing in the mud and laughing and, maybe they're learning something about taro in the meantime, or we take them down to the shoreline and we're showing them the shoreline creatures and they're just enjoying themselves and being inspired, and they're learning something in the process. That's the most satisfying thing to me. Seeing the next generation just getting turned on about nature, about culture, about protecting it for them as they grow up. As far as advice I would have is basically that just like follow what you love. And when it comes to education and things like that, don't be too worried about the exact major having to match up with what you're going into or whatever, because most people tend to change their mind somewhere along the way, and you can find a way to make it work with what you want to do. But just follow what you love. And then, as others have said, volunteering in the community, finding internships and things like that is really important and really valuable too. Apprenticeship opportunities and things like that. But just getting out and volunteering and getting involved with projects is the best way to kind of network and just meet people and find that part of the conservation world that you're really inspired by, that you really connect with. And I'll just share real quick a slide just as our kind of 4 sort of project areas, all the way from the forest to the ocean, the limu, the fish, the lo'i, and the opihi. And that's my contact information. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me or check out our website or check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram, you can follow us and learn more about our various different projects. So mahalo.